it is quite possible that Vladimir Putin won't be ruling Russia for many more years, either through him stepping down on his own, someone replacing him against his will, or an unfortunate window mishap. Putin's rule might be coming to an end. But who will succeed him? And what would that mean for Russia and the world? Hello once again from our Eastern European bunker, which might really come in handy quite soon. Because while in the US, the outgoing president usually says goodbye to the nation through a good-hearted obstacle course, in Russia, rulers tend to outstay their welcome, die in office, and become an attraction on TripAdvisor. Since the start of the invasion, every couple of months, anti-Putin people and the media push the narrative that Putin is dying, and dying fast. And the reason? The big C.
The British newspaper The Daily Mail is reporting that Vladimir Putin may be forced to give up control of the war in Ukraine for a few days as he is to undergo cancer surgery.
Is Putin terminally ill?
Of course.
He is.
Yeah.
When?
It's ill a long period. Very long.
So many people have said that Putin is terminally ill, but so far, no grave. And I personally don't think he is either. He can't have cancer if he is cancer. But even if he doesn't die through poor health, with more Russian soldiers going down and Putin's age going up, the Kremlin might have a new tenant sooner than later. So today, we will talk about succession. Not that one, but to be fair, the theme song would fit Russia perfectly. So let's browse through a few candidates for Russia's top job. And to demonstrate how bad that option would be for the world, we introduce the Oh Fuck Meter, an AI gadget that indicates how worrisome an outcome actually is. So let's begin nice and easy. Well, if nice means a KGB member and easy means paranoid conspiracy theorist.
Nikolai Patrushev is called the second in rule in Russia after Vladimir Putin, Secretary of the Security Council of the Russian Federation, former director of the Russian spy service FSB, one of the most influential politicians and a possible successor to Putin.
The former head of the Russian Secret Service is the frontrunner for the next president? And I thought we had it bad with just a regular spy. But to be fair, Nikolai Patrushev is the likeliest successor, and he does have some pretty neat ideas for the future.
All the goals set by the President of Russia will be fulfilled. It cannot be otherwise, since the truth, including historical truth, is on our side.
All the goals set by the President of Russia will be fulfilled. And if the last year is anything to go by, one of those goals is career seppuku. But there is a factor that plays against Patrushev, because he's even older than Putin at 71. Basically, Patrushev is Prince Charles to Russia's Queen Elizabeth. All things considered, our Oh Fuck Meter gives Patrushev...
Oh fuck.
about a 6. So if this guy is too old to take over, how about someone younger, but also someone with experience? Maybe that could defrost Russia a bit. Well, not really.
In the last 6 weeks, Dmitry Medvedev seems to be taking a more prominent role again. Speculation is rising that if the reports about Putin's health concerns are confirmed, there may be a need for him to step aside. Medvedev may be a potential successor to Putin.
Yes, a blast from the past. The man who could take central stage once again is the former president from the noughties, Dmitry Medvedev. Which would mean the worst case of retro ever. Because even though he's not as crazy as Putin, with him being deeply in his ass, he isn't far behind.
Russia's former Prime Minister and President Dmitry Medvedev is back in the news amid the Kremlin's war against Ukraine. He warned of military strikes in his recent swipe at the West, vowing to make enemies of Russia disappear.
What's up with these Bond villain lines? But I guess making Russia's enemies disappear involves the same logic as with the preschool tactic, if I cover my eyes, you're not there. So Medvedev might be a bit better, but not by much. What do you say, oh fuck meter? Maybe a 4?
Oh fuck.
But the two men we have listed so far can be considered at least partially sane. The other two, not so much. They're just about as evil, and one of them actually got caught worse than Putin. And that is saying something. A man that's worse than Putin? What could such a person even be like? Is it still just Putin, who also talks about crypto and supports Liverpool? Well, the reality is actually even worse.
Strongmen like businessman Yevgeny Prigozhin and Chechen leader Ramzan Kadyrov have come to the fore.
That's right. Yevgeny Prigozhin and Ramzan Kadyrov. Two men who did the impossible. By being such evil assholes, they make even Putin look like the peacemaker he says he is. Let's start with Kadyrov, because Ramzan Kadyrov is the GOAT. And I don't mean the greatest of all time. I mean he sleeps with so many goats, he might actually be one. And the Chechen leader's rap sheet reads like a Marquis de Sade novel. He has his own militia. He imprisons any critics, orders widespread torture, sanctions brutal persecution of the LGBT community, and he sports the worst haircut since pre-steroids Jeff Bezos. This piece of work actually held an MMA tournament for third graders, and it was still the friendliest act of his life. And as far as the Wagner Group leader Prigozhin goes, when he doesn't create atrocities, he likes to spend his time transforming Russia's worst prisons into LinkedIn campaigns.
Далее, через полгода уходите домой, получив помилование. Поэтому вариантов вернуться на зону нет никаких. Те, кто приезжает и в первый день говорит, куда-то я не туда попал, мы делаем отметку дезертир, и после этого следует расстрел.
Exactly. You retreat, you get shot. Guys, we did it. We found a company that has worse working conditions than Elon Musk's Twitter. If Putin is ousted and these two compete for power, it could result in the worst civil war since when Marvel tried it. And if one of them rises to power, the world might cease to exist even earlier than expected. Fuck! Ugh. So let's get back to our initial question. Who could replace Putin so the world would be better off? And the answer is basically anybody! Apart from freaking everybody that's likely to do so. So on that note, I guess, heal up, Putin. Because even though we know that you're absolute trash, at least we do know you. And if you wanna know what Russia says oh fuck to, check out this video right here. And also, subscribe and ring the bell.